You're watching NBC 16 News at 6:30.
Well, joining us in the studio right now is Allan Benavides. He's the general manager for the Eugene Emeralds, and he's going to discuss the Emeralds' efforts to get that new facility and what this means for the future of the organization. Allan, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, man. Thanks for having us.
Well, we're going to kind of start at the beginning, kind of do the nuts and bolts here, because I think there's still a lot of people, I read this on social media, who don't understand why the Emeralds need to move from their current home at PK Park.
Yeah, you know, Major League Baseball elevated our standing from short season to high A in 21, or in 20 actually. So we have 74% more games. Our season that used to start in mid-June now starts in early April. What was a 38 home game schedule is now 66. So that overlap with the university, with the Ducks baseball program, you know, there's only one locker room at PK Park. So for over a third of our season, the teams are in construction trailers inside Autzen. We don't have locker rooms for female coaches, and which are 5 in the league. So it's just practice time is very limited. So Major League Baseball and the Giants and the other major league clubs in the system, you know, we need to provide a better situation for them.
So when you were trying to figure out a location then for a new facility, why exactly was the Lane Event Center the choice?
Yeah, you know, we looked at dozens of sites, Valley River Center, Glenwood, Gateway. We looked at Bob Arts. I mean, we looked all over the place. And because the fairgrounds has a lot of the infrastructure in place already, it quickly rose to the top. It wasn't that we just picked that location, but there are a lot of benefits because of its proximity to downtown, what it means to our community in the future. It's just a great site.
So I take it then an upgrade of PK Park then wasn't in the equation here.
We talked about that initially, actually, but because of that, we're kind of locked in with like their parking and their situation, and we couldn't build another field. It just didn't work. I mean, if there was another baseball field, maybe, but it's that practice time that we just can't get when the Ducks are even on the road. They still have guys there practicing.
Okay, so a lot at work there. And the project, we've heard the numbers, that's been estimated in the $80 to $100 million range. So where exactly does the money come from for a project like this, and where does it currently sit financially?
Well, we got about 2/3 of the money kind of lined up through tourist hotel tax. We got some state appropriations that were put in, some Fed money. The Emeralds are putting up front 20 years of a lease at $13.5 million. We have 2/3 of it. We need another third. We need the city of Eugene to help us out a bit. We got some naming rights potentials out there. So, you know, we're almost there. We're really close. But we need to let Major League Baseball know by the end of September what the fate of the team is.
Now, I know that property owners here in Eugene are probably going to wonder if their property taxes are going to go up as a result.
Yeah, that's a common question I get. No, it has nothing to do with property taxes, right? The state appropriation could have gone to Klamath Falls. It could have gone to Bend, but we fought for it to get it here in Eugene for our fairgrounds, which is directly for this project. So no local property taxes are going up. We're looking at the city to help out in ways that we're still waiting to hear back from. But this will be a lot of it won't be. You know, I think that's the biggest concern people have. So it isn't that, but you know, again, we got to get the city to help us, and hopefully we can get some corporate sponsorships. But we've already talked to 4 companies who are very concerned with, who are very interested in naming rights.
Well, and let's talk about the facility itself, because I think a lot of people just think this is just going to be a baseball park. Kind of talk about what the vision of this facility is.
Yeah, and that's really truthfully the power behind this project. It's going to be a catalyst for growth for downtown, that 13th Avenue corridor that needs some help. And the fairgrounds, for the most part, are very dilapidated, right? This project has the opportunity to really be great growth for our community and for the future of our community. The community benefit that we're going to get from this isn't just baseball, but it could be graduations, it could be high school tournaments, OSAA championships, better concerts at the fair, Christmas and holiday events, Oktoberfest. We want to activate this facility year-round for our community, and you know, it's a really, truthfully, in my opinion, a really, really great opportunity to see what our future will look like in the future. I mean, we have a lot of issues in our community. This isn't the one solution, but it's certainly going to be one of the things that will help grow our community for a betterment in the near future.
Now, as you said, you've talked to the city of Eugene about this. I know you've been talking to the Lane County commissioners. So kind of take us through this process and what the progress has been so far.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow we're going to meet with the commissioners. They're going to give an update to the staff's going to give an update to the commissioners. We need to give Major League Baseball an answer by the end of September. We'll hopefully hear back from the city sometime next month. And that's where we're at right now, right? We got to let Major League Baseball know by the end of next month what the fate of the team is. We need to have a stadium in place by 26. And so that's because it's going to be a new build. Major League Baseball wanted everything done by 25, but because this is going to be a new build, they're going to give us a little more lead time.
Now, obviously, you've had some that have campaigned against this facility. So exactly how do you answer their criticisms?
I think there's a lot of concern about the cost and what this means for the neighborhood. You know, we really want to be an advocate for Jefferson West Side. We want to be a part of that community, host their picnics, we want to revitalize, a part of town that needs help, right? There's a lot of homeless people out there, and I think people ask about, like we have other issues, homelessness and whatnot, but I think a way to combat and really improve the situation is economic development, providing more jobs. This is an opportunity to give people more jobs year round. It's going to be about over 300 jobs, once it's up and running. And the construction in the stadium will provide a lot of benefit too for this community.
Okay. Do you have any additional final thoughts you'd like to add here?
Well, our season's going to end here soon. We got one last homestand starting tomorrow, and we're fighting to get another playoff spot and hopefully, go for a three-peat. We've won the last couple of years, and it'd be nice to get a third in a row.
So if there's any questions that people have, is there a website that people can go to?
There are a lot of questions. People have asked, we've got about 26, 27 common frequently asked questions. You can go to saveourems.com. A lot of the questions there. And if you haven't, if you really want to know and maybe it's not on there, please feel free to email me, Allan@emeraldsbaseball.com. Allan, ALLAN.
Yes.
So, yeah, happy to take questions.
All right. Allan Benavides, of course, the general manager for the Eugene Emeralds. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for the time.